45 is an embarrassment. I can't deal with his temperament. He is so arrogant. I have so much resentment. It just makes me want to scream. How do people think MAGA is the American dream? Let's start the stream.
Man, it is man.
I'm completely unhinged. My rights have been infringed. That man makes me so upset. He's a Nazi and a world threat. I'm completely unhinged. My life has been sent. All his interviews I've been. We need to impeach now. Impeach him now.
John, you're a little controversial. You're talking about illegal immigration. I said it's illegal.
Get out! Help your customer!
Fuck off! Fuck off!
Completely unhinged.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to Unhinged. The leftists are unhinged, and we're just gonna be ripping on all the lefties, all the commies, all the crybabies. What's up? Is that Crying Troon J. Jacobs' twin? It looks exactly like him. That's why he or she or I have no idea what gender they are. That's why they're in the video. It's absolutely hilarious. Literally looks exactly like him. Oh yeah, it's good. It's good. Welcome back, Ghostface. Having some computer issues, I see. France thought they could get away with violating the Monroe Doctrine during the Civil War, which I may remind was started by their friends in Rome. Little history lesson here in the political channel. USA, USA. So what's going on with Greenland? I just think we got to take Greenland. I think we're going to take it, and we're just going to take the resources. Like, I know there's only 50,000 people there, and it's mostly frozen, but, like, there's got to be a lot of resources there. Like, how are they just going to let us walk in and just, and trump it away from them? Be like, yeah, we need it more bigly than you guys do. We're gonna make America great again. Sir, it belongs to Denmark. You're fake news. You don't know how to run Greenland. You're a disaster. He's just going to take it. I'm all for it. Let's just fucking take it. Let's fucking take it, man. I don't give a fuck. They think he's a fascist? Well, then let's prove it. Let's prove and just fucking take Greenland. Is it funny all the politicians that claim to hate Russia and China are okay with them taking Greenland? Maybe. Let's talk about it, you guys. Why should we take Greenland? I like geography. We are, let's see, Russia, Canada, China, US, as far as landmass, we're fourth. Let's take Greenland. Put us, will that put us past China? Possibly. Strategically, for the military and the resources. The way I see it is like, look at Alaska. They thought, like, how much did we pay for Alaska back in the day? That was a steal. It's a fucking steal. Greenland would be the same thing. I can't believe they would just like let us trump it away from them. I think he's just gonna bully it away from them. If I don't know, just frankly, I don't give a shit. What I'd be concerned about is, would they make it a state? Would it be eligible for that? How would the electoral votes work? Then I was seeing some shit about Alberta in Canada, possibly seceding, and maybe it's the same thing with them. How would that work with the electoral college? Would it be Democrat, Republican? That's true. Part of the argument, I guess, is Russia's going to come and take it, and China's going to take it. It's just something that no one was talking about, and then Trump's just like, yeah, we're going to take Greenland. And it's just, now we're talking about it. Yeah, it's like no one was talking about it, but like now that we are, it's just like, I don't know, I kind of want it. But I'm just a crazy guy in the internet, man. Alberta is the richest, most conservative part of Canada. All the faggots are in Toronto like Shill Trooper. I'm for adding if we want to stack the deck, I'm for adding more electoral college votes. Canada has fallen. And then some people are just like, let's just take Canada. I mean, is that even a possibility? Like Greenland's a possibility. Alberta's kind of out there, but they're voting to succeed. Just taking Canada. The problem with that is that would fuck with the electoral college most likely. We'd create some blue states. I don't think we'd take them in as one state. They'd have to be broken up. Probably in the provinces, that would make the most sense. I'm not like big on that, but Greenland, I kind of think like, why the fuck not? If the world is warming, global warming, Greta Thunberg is correct, like they're saying. Greenland, it melts a little bit. We put some Trump hotels up there. Get the resources. It'd be a steal. The bane of YouTube, the bane of shills, the bane of Canada. The U.S. annexes Canada. The Canadian people will vote in our elections and will vote for the Democrats every single time. You don't want them to be part of the U.S. if they voted for Mark Carney. That's a good point. For me, I'm just thinking like the geography. I like geography, and it's like, oh, we take over Greenland. Oh, we got a bigger country, better strategically for the military. Take over Canada, and then it's like that makes us the biggest country in the world. It's not exactly the best way to look at it, but just, we're the U.S. Who's going to stop us? Canada would be too liberal if it became part of the U.S. It'd be one big Cali or Portland. Yeah, that's true. Greenland, it's like there's like no one there. There's a lot of resources there. It's good for the military. I don't see like a negative with that. You bring in Canada, yeah, there's a bunch of liberals in Canada. That's true. I just think it's funny that we could just like go in and take it. or bribe them, bully them. I think it's going to happen. If it doesn't happen, maybe they'll wait until 2028 for someone like Vance or someone to do it. Maybe they won't do it out of spite. Make America bigger and better than Russia. So what else is going on in politics?
I'm proud to be a bartender. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's right. Fucking dumb bitch.
Because you'd be in jail.
How come no one's ever put in jail? You know, I'm happy Trump's in office and everything, but how come no one's getting locked up? I want to see big time names get locked the fuck up. Throw away the key. All right, let's talk about this bitch. Renee Good. The people defending her are so fucking stupid. You know, like they can't even meet us halfway when it comes to anything. They can't just be like, they can't just admit that her ass should never have been there, and she was a fucking idiot. They have to make the argument that it's like she had every right to be there and she was just blatantly murdered. They can't just be like, well, she was an idiot, but I don't think the ICE officer should have shot her. It's like they can't make that argument. It has to be she's a saint. She's stopping the Nazi ICE. They're just so fucking stupid. And it came out today that the guy's got internal bleeding. It came out with CBS and people were doubting CBS. You had a bunch of liberals doubting CBS. More people are reporting it. I haven't seen anything else for hours on that. But I mean, more people have been reporting it, and this is not like garbage news sources. These are like mainstream news sources. Like everyone is fucking reporting it. So as far as I know, it's true. And you got like these fucking fat fuckers sitting on the couch behind their computer being like, yeah, you should have shot out the tires. Not a big deal. You know, what people don't understand about law enforcement is you put your life on the line every day. When you go to work and sit in a office by a computer, you don't put your life on the line. You just don't. Like, in your law enforcement, life is on the line every day. I don't care if it's the most boring day in the world. You are in jeopardy of getting shanked or shot by some fucking idiot. Routine traffic stop. Someone could pull out a gun and kill you. And there's videos of it too. Happens all the time. So, to be arguing, he shouldn't have shot this person. Oh, he should have got out of the way, or the car didn't really hit him. Blah blah. It's just shut the fuck up. And they failed to mention that this guy got dragged by a car. What was it? A few months earlier, or a year earlier. You know, maybe then he decided, I don't want to be a bigot. I don't want to get canceled, and got run over. Guy had a car coming at him. And he stopped it. He won. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The law says you can fucking shoot the hell out of them. They shouldn't be in your home. You don't know what they're going to do. There was the one, I mean, there was this one case where a meth head broke into a UFC fighter's home and started coming after him. And it's like he was hard to take down because he was jacked up on so much meth. You don't know who's coming in your fucking house. You don't know if they're armed. A lot of times they are armed. And people get killed. I hope that girlfriend or wife of hers gets locked up. Fucking dumbass. Someone needs to go to jail over that. And it's going to be her. Yeah, like it's pretty open and shut that he didn't do anything. He's protected himself. She acted like a total idiot. She hit him with the car. He's got injuries. It's just like their narrative is falling apart. Someone said it in the chat. Falling apart, and these people are melting down. We'll have to take a look on Twitter to see what they're saying about it. People who think Renee Good was an innocent person was murdered are the same people who think Ashley Babbitt and Roseanne Boylan deserve to be killed by Capitol Police on January 6th. Yeah, these people don't live in reality. They can't look at anything objective. And I really think it is just, we got to call for what it is. They're stupid people. They're just stupid. They're not just smart people that are indoctrinated. No, they're stupid. They don't have the ability to look at a situation and be like, even though I don't agree with Donald Trump and I think ICE is a little extreme, I think that, and she was acting like an asshole and shouldn't have been there. They can't think like that. It's like very black and white. She was killed by a Nazi. Fuck Trump, and the immigrants are awesome. There's no middle ground with them. Oh, yeah. It's all over Twitter, people catching them. They were celebrating when that happened. And you know, like, fuck this Renee Good bitch. You know, she instigated, she put herself in this bullshit. What makes the Charlie Kirk stuff really bad is they're not just like celebrating some like conservative that got shot and died. They're celebrating political violence, murdering someone for just speaking. That's what they're celebrating. This bitch, you fuck around, you find out. You know, not an innocent person. And I think Vance like really hit it. Like this person was indoctrinated. Now, I don't know what her political views were for like her whole life. I mean, she was probably Democrat her whole life, but look at pictures of her that they don't show like the real pictures of her where she looks like some stupid dyke. They're showing like pictures of her from like a few years ago. Just, you know, wasn't attractive then, but it's like looked better then than she did when the day she died. It's like it's something happened to her appearance, and it's liberalism. She was indoctrinated. Went from someone that looked like relatively normal to fucking dumb dyke. And I don't know if she was always a lesbian, but she became a lesbian. And you know what? Not enough people are talking about this. I don't know if there. I mean, there's probably mostly people from the Star Wars channel watching. Fake news. Kyle Katarn. He is an animal lover or a cat lover. He had a cat and then it died and he got two new cats. So, he loves animals. This bitch, Renee Good, had a dog in the back of the car while she was doing all this shit. Imagine what that dog was going through while she's like honking the horn, being a fucking idiot, putting the dog's life in danger, getting shot while the dog is in the car, ramming people when the dog is in the car, ultimately getting into an accident when the dog was in the car. It's like no one's talking about this stupid bitch and endangering the dog's life. I think the dog is fine. Probably with family. Probably not everyone in the family is like her. I don't know. I don't know who the dog really belonged to. Unfortunately, maybe that stupid wife. It's their dog. So I guess the dog is not okay if it's with her. But yeah, it's disgusting. So, like, how do you defend this Renee Good person? You claim to be an animal lover, have cats and everything, and then it's like she's acting like this with the dog. It's like if fake Kyle, he wants to burn Cybertrucks. Is he going to go and be a terrorist with his pets? Save that dog. And they should take that dog away because that stupid wife was there. So whatever the situation is, and if that dog does not belong to them, or it's like it's a shared pet, like lives in like multiple houses, maybe it's like the ex-husband's dog, I would be fucking livid. I know she's dead, but I'd have to choke her out. I'd have to fucking choke her out. I'd choke the corpse. I figured out that she took my dog and went to Minnesota to do that shit. Be a fucking terrorist. So yeah, none of the leftists are talking about that. What a great person. And there's pictures, you can see the dog. The dog looks terrified. She crossed state lines. Oh yeah, I guess state lines don't matter anymore. Kyle Rittenhouse, I think he took a little break from the internet, but he's back. You got Gabriel Knight for $5. Crypto and meme coin pumpers are coming all over Twitter that crypto is about to go to the moon this year. Had a good day today. Let me check the portfolio. Now we're going down a little bit. It's really annoying because it's like we have a good day and then it always tanks. And I'm someone that I just hold it long term. I don't sell it. I should just buy and sell every fucking day because that's what it does. But the second I start doing that, it's going to go to the moon and I'm going to miss out.
Oh, fuck. I got peed on.
We'll go on a little crypto tangent. So, Q4 2025, It was supposed to be the bull market, everyone. You don't know, crypto runs in cycles. 2017, 2021, and it was supposed to be 2025. Now, some people think we did have a bull run. It's just not going to be as big as the other ones. And basically, like Bitcoin pumps, we got to the all-time high. So it's like there is an argument to be made that we did have the bull run. Ethereum almost got to did get to the all-time high. And then the altcoins are supposed to pump. The altcoins, the shit coins. But like that never really happened, and then everything fucking tanked. And once you go to the bear market, it really gets bad. Lose like 60, 70%. So some people say the 4-year cycle's dead. Some people think it's been extended a year. And we're in a 5-year cycle right now. In 2026, it's going to pump. Or some people think we're in a super cycle. And it's going to get crazy. Yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Can't go wrong. And there's some others. I don't know. I think it's like the internet, man. I think it's like getting into Microsoft early, Apple early. Now Rumble's allowing crypto donations on there. Oh God. I don't know how she didn't end up in jail over that. Obviously a scam. And I haven't heard anything from that bitch. I'm gonna check her YouTube channel, see if she's uploaded anything. I know she like stopped for the longest time. She made so much money, she could just disappear. Talked to with Haley Welch 7 months ago. She came back and talked about the crypto scandal. That was it for her. That's crazy. She might be done as like a celebrity. I don't know if she's doing anything else, but she might be done. But she made a fuckload of money off of that. She could just like disappear and live like a life. Yeah. That is true. Yeah, I think people should have to be something more. See, people just wanted her to be something more than what she was. She just had a good viral moment. But today's day and age, it's so easy to capitalize on that and make yourself bigger. She doesn't have any like other talents. Ghostface. Does Ghostface have some cryptocurrency? I'm guessing he's a Solana guy. He likes those faster transaction times. Staking rewards, not bad. You gotta stake the crypto. Better than these fucking CDs out there. In these high interest savings accounts that get you like 2%. You can fucking shit out 2%. Bitcoin, Monero. See, I like Bitcoin, but you can't stake it. I would love to have like 1 Bitcoin. You can borrow against the Bitcoin. That's that could be productive. Ooh, Ghost Coin. I'll tell you what you gotta get. You gotta get on Coinbase, and you gotta get the Coinbase credit card. And you get the Bitcoin rewards. Best credit card ever. But you gotta be responsible though. You can't be a fucking idiot. You gotta pay the bills back, but like it's just by far the best credit card I've ever had. Get crypto rewards, and it's not like 1%. You can get up to like 3%, 4%. It's insane, man. All right. Anyways, what else are we gonna talk about tonight? I would love to have a crypto. I would love to have one that actually like does something that has some utility. I mean, it wouldn't be anything like crazy, but I would love for it to have like some sort of use other than just being like 100% meme. That'd be fucking awesome. But I'm not I don't know anything about making them. 45-minute shower coin. Yeah, I'd invest. I'd invest, man. The more coins you own, the more showers you get to take. Melvin Coin Man. The problem with that though, I would never want to be like the Hawk Tua bitch. People like claiming that I'm like scamming people, so that's probably not a good idea to make a crypto. But if it had like actual use, like you could use it for like YouTube or Rumble, use it for like join members or something, and it would have to like be useful. Deportation coin, I'd invest. But one thing's for sure with crypto, one thing I can say 100%, I think Bitcoin is going to be worth $1 million a coin at some point in the future. So from here, that's a 10x. I mean, I'd like to say that about Ethereum, but there's Solana, there's some other competitors. Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million, and everything's being with Ethereum, everything is being built on the Ethereum network, and that's being adopted by Wall Street and all the big shots. So I don't see that going anywhere. Oh shit. We gotta change the channel name to Trollin' Shillin' in the Basement. The parrot coin would be badass. There's gotta be a way to make these coins. I would just want it to be like, have some use with it, not just like 100% shit. And we got one more on Rumble. Gabriel Knight for $5. What do you think about XRP? Now, that is the one crypto, for whatever reason, I like don't know anything about. I think it's because when I was getting into it, there was like a lawsuit with it. And so I just like didn't bother looking into it. I went heavy like into Ethereum. and just kind of like have not really paid much attention to it. But now it's like everyone talks about it. I'm not sure like what it really does. What do you guys think in the chat? I wouldn't mind getting into it, but it's like, you know, I need like hundreds of thousands of dollars to like invest in the shit that I want to invest in with crypto. There's just too much, man. You gotta pick your coins. I think ETH is the safe bet. Let the trolling begin. And we'll probably catch him at the end of the stream. Talk about some other shit. Only problem with crypto I see is if crypto actually became the reserve currency, it could be detrimental to the US. How so, Mr. Purist? I think he's about, nah, man. Chilling in the basement as a retard. Last thing, thank you for the 5 bucks. Last thing on crypto. It's in such a better shape now in 2026 than it was in like 2021, 2022. But like the prices have not reflected that. And that's just fucking bullshit. So I'm waiting for it to go to the fucking moon. I'm waiting for it. It did good in the fall. It got like pretty high. And I really should have just sold my shit. I really should have. But I didn't because I'm holding for the long term. And I got peed on. It's a true story. I would love to have like a Bitcoin mining operation like 10 years ago. All right. Let's see what's on the news as far as politics go. Chilling in the basement is sucking that vape every 10 seconds. I'm like, bruh, stop sucking that thing like a dick. So I don't smoke, but I've been hearing shit about vapes. And newsflash, surprise, they're like just as bad as cigarettes. That might be fake news. That's just what I'm hearing. Ghostface is saying that too. It just, I don't know, like people think like, oh, it's not smoke, it's vape, but it's just like, what kind of chemicals are you inhaling? Man, I think if you're gonna smoke, you just gotta smoke doobies, man. That's the way to do it. I don't know what Piers is talking about. Here's Morgan uncensored. Candace Owens saying more clown shit.
More difficult based on the presence of ICE. We are hopeful.
Is this the bitch that was crying at George Floyd's funeral?
That we will succeed ultimately in that lawsuit. Of course, my concern is that yet another shooting will take place. Yet another person will be injured or killed.
I'm not a smoker, but like, you gotta smoke the cigars. Like, if you're gonna smoke, smoke cigars.
This is not a new concern. The chief and I have been laying this concern out for well over a month at this point. This is not
That
sustainable.
is fucking sad what he did at that funeral. So fucking sad.
Our officers, they are working tirelessly. Again, we have about 600 officers. There's about 3,000 ICE agents and border control. We need our...
Well, maybe because your state sucks ass. Look at that shill face mouth. Bit of dick right in there. Tim Waltz's dick.
officers responding to the basic day-to-day 911 calls. We don't have the capacity to both deal with that and all of this conduct that we're seeing from ICE on the daily basis. You know, earlier today and yesterday, I was out on a couple of major commercial corridors in our city. People are scared.
People are scared. You know why they're scared? Well, first of all, they're not scared. It's fake news. They're scared because people like you are gaslighting them and telling them that like Trump is going to come kill them and ICE is going to kill them. It's fucking fake.
You know, there's basic rights that you should have to be able to live safely in your neighborhood, to be able to...
Yeah, there's basic rights. Yeah, immigration laws. You fuck!
Go downstairs and head to the cafe or the flower shop.
No one is deporting Americans, you fucking retard. Now, if you get in the way of law enforcement and try to run them over with your car, you might get shot.
The people that would normally keep up these shops, American citizens, by the way, many of them, are terrified. Because American citizens are getting picked up off the street by people in masks.
Good. I good.
That's not the way things should be conducted in any city in America. That's not who we are. That's not America. So I'm calling for peace. Everybody...
What is America? Joe Biden and the auto pen? You had 4 years of that, and the American people decided through the popular vote that they wanted Donald Trump.
has a role in achieving that peace. And we're going to try to do everything that we can to keep it.
Yeah, so none of these idiots on the internet are mentioning that she was interfering with ICE. They just see ICE as Nazis. They see them as doing jack shit, and she's got every right to just like fuck around with them. That she was in no wrong at all. Endangering her dog in the back, just no wrong, these people. And if she would have killed the ICE officer and run him over with the car, these people would have celebrated. Celebrated. They want him dead now.
Our office, yes, is in touch with the governor's office, as we've been for the last week here. He has been an excellent partner in both ensuring that we have additional...
They're definitely inbred. You know, like, look at the shape of their heads. Like, weird fucking heads.
Resources through the Minnesota State Patrol, through the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, and that work will be done in partnership. Thanks, everybody.
We'll have more information tomorrow that we'll put out. Thank you.
Because you'd be in jail.
Gotta put this guy in jail. Another ICE-involved shooting in Minneapolis? What the fuck?
All right, this is a Fox News alert. This breaking just as we're coming on the air tonight. We have learned that there was an ICE-involved shooting in Minneapolis. We go live to Alexis.
All right, before I know any details about this, how much do you want to bet it's some fucking idiot that got encouraged by the media coverage? It's like, hey, stand up against ICE. ICE are Nazis. And this person who's indoctrinated went out, put themselves in the line of fire, fucked around, and now they found out again, and they're going to play the victim again. ICE-involved shooting. So let's see what they have to say about this.
McAdams, she is live on the ground with the details. Alexis, I've just been looking at these images that we're just getting a hold of now, and we'll keep them up for our audience to see. It looks like things are, spiraling out of control very quickly there.
Well, Sean, that's the thing, is it ebbs and flows. So 1 minute, there's a small protest at the federal building. The next minute, these people with whistles and an agenda show up to these different sites across the city. That's what DHS has been saying. What we know right now from our colleague Bill Malugin, who just got off the phone with his federal sources, Sean, is that a man who was a target of an ICE operation from Venezuela, who ICE says was in the country illegally, was a target in this operation here in Minnesota. So they go to the door. That's when they say this.
And it's come out that most of these people are sex offenders, and that was Renee Good, like she was obstructing justice, trying to apprehend a sex offender, and people are applauding it.
Venezuelan migrant held up a shovel, tried to assault one of their agents, and you can hear those chants there.
All right, so he's got a shovel. He's trying to assault an agent.
In the background, as protesters show up, that's when they say use the shovel to try and assault the agent. Shots were fired. This Venezuelan teen, we're told, was shot in the leg, expected to be okay. Bill Malugin.
So now they shoot him in the leg, and so now they're still crying about it. Why did you shoot her? Why did you shoot her tires out? Why didn't you shoot him in the leg? Well, they did shoot him in the leg. They're still gonna cry.
Telling me there's actually a picture that a source texted him of this guy on a stretcher smiling, kind of giving a thumbs up as he's taken away to the hospital. So we'll get more on what's going on.
Now he's going to become a celebrity. Fucking idiot, shouldn't be here. Fucking scum.
On there at the scene, but it's become aggressive here, and I saw it today when I was on the ground with law enforcement here, with ICE agents here in Minnesota. It's something we've been keeping an eye on as it continues to grow, but it comes as the governor here, Tim Walz, who's also under investigation in this huge fraud scheme here, Sean, just told people, hey, these are just our neighbors, and if you see them getting arrested, take out your cell phone and record. Watch.
Armed, masked, undertrained ICE agents are
undertrained ICE agents. You're an undertrained governor.
going door to door, ordering people to point out where their neighbors of color live. They're pulling over people.
Oh, it's ICE. It's the neighbors of color. That's what the ICE is going after. People of color. Oh, that's the only reason. Oh.
People indiscriminately, including U.S. citizens, and demanding to see their papers. And if you see these ICE agents in your neighborhood, take out that phone and hit record. Help us create a database of the atrocities against Minnesotans.
Atrocities. Cleaning up the communities? Getting rid of the scum, the garbage in this country? Like, who's missing these people? So many of them. Like Lake and Riley, the person should have been deported multiple times, but under Biden, kept getting released and getting released. How many times has that happened?
That's just not what we saw today on the streets of Minneapolis. You can see the protesters are continuing to erupt here with anger. But when you talk to ICE agents, they say that they're being doxxed, they're being tracked, and they're being targeted here. We saw it before they even got out of the car today at some of these crime scenes. These people were out notifying law enforcement. Take a look at this.
See, they think if they can just bully ICE and make people not want to do the job, that the whole Trump and deportations is going to crumble.
And then also, we can tell you that the tactic, though, is not new here in the streets of Minneapolis. It's been rampant. Border Czar Tom Homan telling Fox earlier the White House is actually looking into who these protesters you see on your screen are. You can see the pepper balls. You can see the pepper spray being shot. And this is what continues to happen, Sean. We can tell you it's been a week since Renee Nicole Good was shot here in the streets of Minneapolis. But ICE says they're not pulling out. This is targeted operation.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe.
So because of Tim Walz, you have all these idiots there with their cell phones, just encouraging these people. Shovel attack. What's going on with Iran? There's a warning for Trump.
Joining me is Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. Mr. Foreign Minister, thank you for the time.
Well, I mean, we could watch CNN. Just something to watch, man.
I'd like to start about the situation on the ground. There are reports, sir, that anywhere from 2,500 to more than 12,000 people have been killed.
Well, thank you, Brett, for having me. Demonstrations started on 28 December, yes, for the economic shortcomings, and for 10 days it was peaceful, and the government engaged with the protesters and with their leaders and tried to solve their problems. Yes, for 10 days it was peaceful, legal demonstrations and protests for economic shortcomings. But after that 10 days, for 3 days we had completely different story. A terrorist operation, when terrorist elements led from outside, entered these, protests and started to shoot, police forces, police officers, and security forces. And there were terrorist cells. They came in. They used Daesh-style terrorist, them alive. They beheaded them, and they started shooting at police officers and also to the people. So as a result, for 3 days, we had, in fact, fighting against terrorists and not, with the protesters. It's plain, and this is important. Number of deaths. Why? Because President Trump has said that if there are killings, he would intervene. And they wanted to drag him into this conflict. And that was exactly an Israeli plot. They wanted to drag the President of the United States in this conflict. So they started to
hundreds and hundreds of people to make it look like you did. It does not appear in the video that we get out that this is a full level of calm. It appears that protests continue in a number of different cities. The exiled Iranian crown prince talking to people on the ground said this.
About 12,000 plus.
12,000 plus.
That's what we get so far. It might be more, but that's the minimum number that we know so far have been
killed by the regime. This is not arrested. This is killed.
We are talking about using military weapons, AK-47s, armored trucks to shoot to kill unarmed protesters.
Taunt the President of the United States.
Well, we were in the middle of a war started against us, and the rhetorics are quite normal in any war. We have many kind of threats by President Trump, by other American officials, by Europeans who are talking about it.
Breaking news on Iran. Incredible uncertainty as to what is going to unfold there. The US and UK moving troops out of bases near Iran as speculation grows of a potential US attack. Tehran has been accused of violently repressing anti-government protests. Overseas rights groups say the extent of what Donald Trump now says he believes the violence may have stopped. Let's go to our Asia correspondent, Stash Butler, who's monitoring this development for us. What evidence is there, Stash, that the US might be about to launch an attack?
Well, I think the biggest evidence, at the very least, that there's severe international concern about a potential attack is the closure by Iran of its airspace to most civilian traffic, except that's been authorized by Iran. Several Western countries, including the US, the UK, Italy, Poland, among others, have asked asked their citizens to leave Iran urgently. We also know that the US has reportedly closed its embassy in Tehran, and the UK has also asked travelers
Shit is about to go down.
to limit travel to Israel. There's also been a notice by the US to limit travel to the Al.
I don't know, man. I just don't want to get involved in these other countries.
Airbase in Qatar, which is the airbase that has been reportedly evacuated, at least to some extent, by some US and.
But I will say the way Trump does it, you know, he comes in, he kicks ass, and he gets out. But like, we should just be focused on ourselves. You know, maybe take over Greenland, but other than that, just focus on this country. Like, look at the hell that's going on in Minnesota. Yeah, those people need to be fucking locked up. Just lock them all up and deport them all with the illegals. We don't need them. We're about to have a civil war in this country.
UK personnel. Those are the signs that there is certainly the risk of some action. Iran had promised retaliation against US bases in the region if it were attacked. Donald Trump, though, seeming to have softened his tone about the ongoing protests and accusations of killings.
Let's bring in Michael Allen, former National Security Council Senior Director. So there's all of that. Plus, in the New York Times, I'm reading this from a state broadcaster saying that I have never seen images like these before in my life, saying it was the worst kind of crackdown that he had ever seen. What are you hearing? And if the United States were to help, where's the best place to do that and how?
Well, I agree with the sentiment expressed. These are incredibly difficult massacres that are going on. The people of Iran are being struck down. The regime has its back against the wall, and I think they are really prosecuting everybody to the maximum. And I think with instruments of Iranian repression, like the police.
Yeah, if there was a civil war, the Democrats don't believe in guns, so it wouldn't last very long.
Or the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. These are, just in a word, the thugs of the regime, who are the ones in the past who've been on motorcycles and now are, you know, shooting people from the tops of buildings. So I think this is a crucial moment in this would-be revolution, and I think the United States may need to get involved to put this to a tipping point.
Do other countries in the region want the countries that we consider allies, would they want us to act here?
I think it's one of these things when public, well, they'll say, no, we don't want you to, but in private, as long as it's going to be effective, I think they're for it. You know, no one is. I think that's what President Trump and the National Security Council are going through, how to make this an effective regime change strike.
I want to just point this out. You used to do legislative affairs, and you also understand politics very well. Ken Martin's the head of the DNC. He put this out on X on Sunday. From Tehran to my birthplace of Minneapolis, people are rising up against systems that wield violence without accountability. Solidarity across borders means opposing authoritarian power everywhere and defending the right to live free from fear and state violence. How's that going to go on Capitol Hill?
That is way out of bounds, and I don't think it's going to go down well at all.
Okay, let me take you to another part of the world, and that would be Venezuela. We talked on Monday on Perino on Politics, but there's been some developments. A handful of U.S. citizens who are imprisoned under the Maduro regime have been released. Can more be released, and quickly?
Many more need to be released. And frankly, this is probably the easiest thing that the Venezuelan regime, if you will, can do for President Trump right now. I don't think they're in the mood to make material concessions quite yet on, let's call it, migration.
Trump sends message to father of woman killed by ICE agent in Minneapolis.
So at least 60 people are facing charges.
A woman
from Minneapolis with the latest. Hey, Matt.
Good morning, everyone. It's been 1 week since Renee Good was shot and killed here in Minneapolis. Renee Good, and in an interview, President Trump gave a message to Renee Good's father.
I want to say to the father that I love all of our people. They can be on the other side. As you say, he might be on my side. He is on your side. And I think that's great. And I do. I think it's great. And I would bet you that she, under normal circumstances, was a very solid, wonderful person. But then her actions were pretty tough. When I've seen it many ways and many different shapes and forms.
Now, yesterday here in Minneapolis, there were a number of sudden resignations inside the U.S. Attorney's Office here, including Joe Thompson. He is the second man in charge here. Governor Tim Walz posting about Joe, quote, "Joe is a principled public servant who spent more than a decade achieving justice for Minnesotans. This is a huge loss for our state. It's also the latest sign Trump is pushing nonpartisan career professionals out of the Justice Department, replacing them with his sycophants." Now,
The sycophants. Yeah, Trump man flipping off the auto worker. Oh my God. Trump is a Nazi. Trump is this. Trump is that. Oh, he's a pedophile. He triggers me. Oh no! Trump gave someone the finger. Oh, what kind of person would do that? Complain about everything. Call him all that shit, and then he flips someone off, and then you lose it. How can a president act like that? Well, when you set the bar so low, like, why the fuck not?
The killing has stopped and the...
Tonight, President Trump is sending mixed messages to the Iranian people. After promising that help is on the way to protect Iranian demonstrators, he now says the Iranian government is easing up its violent crackdown.
And they've said the killing has stopped and the executions won't take place.
The State Department had specifically mentioned 26-year-old Iranian protester Ifran Soltani, scheduled to be executed today, according to his family. Human rights groups say Iran has killed at least 2,500 people over the last 2 weeks to crush the uprising and detained more than 18,000. Today, Iran's foreign minister told Fox News the government was fighting against armed terror cells that killed dozens of security forces.
They got police officers, burned them alive, they beheaded them, and they started shooting at police officers and also to the people.
After teetering, the Iranian government appears to be finding its feet, with government supporters flooding the streets. The opposition now coming out mostly at night, according to a witness. President Trump says he's in dialogue with the Iranian government.
They said people were shooting at them with guns and they were shooting back. And, you know, they told me that there'll be no executions. And so I hope that's true.
Does this mean military action is now off the table against Iran?
And we're going to watch and see what the process is.
President Trump could be buying time to reposition military assets. Today, some troops were evacuated from a base in Qatar that was attacked by Iran last summer. Tom?
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on
Got milk? President Trump does. Yikes. Yikes. America only party, man. Is he still alive? Oh, he just ended the fucking stream. He just ended. Why? I'm jonesing, man. Want to rip on this guy? He is pure entertainment. We can't make the whole channel about him. It wouldn't be right.
Economy. 401ks are setting a record. 401ks that's owned by a lot of people because they're based on the stock market. And the stock market for 50-second time has just hit a brand new high. So it's amazing what's happening. And I will say this, our country is respected again. I think we're respected like never before. The United States is respected again. We have a country that was a dead country 1 year ago, dead. And now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you.
You can call me.
Thank you, press. Let's go. Let's go.
Let me know.
Thank you, press. Let's go.
You can call me.
Press. Thank you, press. Thank you, guys. Thank you, press. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Fucking Greenland, man. I'm a Greenland. Anything less than U.S. control unacceptable.
President Trump said the United States needs Greenland and that anything less than total control is unacceptable. The question is, what is he willing to do about it? Given that the Prime Minister of Greenland says he does not want to be part of the United States, the people of Greenland do not want to be part of the United States, according to opinion polls. The president just...
Well, they got no choice. They got no choice.
Wrote that Greenland is, quote, vital for the Golden Dome that we are building, and that it would be far more formidable and effective with Greenland in the hands of the United States. And then he said that anything less than that is unacceptable. Again, how unacceptable, and what will he do about it? Today, Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio are set to meet with the foreign ministers of Greenland and Denmark, of which Greenland is a part. The White House meeting is a first between the three governments, and the presence of J.D. Vance is notable. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky can tell you that Vice President Vance has created a scene or two at high-level meetings. Our Nick Robertson is standing by in Greenland. First, though, let's go to the White House. CNN's Elena Trina is there. Elena.
Yeah, look, a very stark message, John, from the president this morning. And the timing of it, of course, very notable with this meeting that you laid out between Secretary Rubio, the vice president, and the foreign ministers of Denmark and Greenland. Look, just to break this down, this is an issue and something that President Trump has wanted for many years now. It goes back actually to his first term, I'd remind you. The president then had talked a lot about wanting to annex Greenland. All of those efforts were unsuccessful, but it's gotten a renewed focus, particularly in the days since that Venezuela operation, something that has left the president feeling emboldened. Now, just to break down why the president and the people in that building behind me feel so strongly about trying to annex Greenland from Denmark, which...
Look at Greenland. Look at the size of Greenland, but it's distorted on the map. Still pretty big. You know, look at that. We had Alaska, Greenland, U.S. right here. Maybe Alberta in Canada. Be a powerhouse.
To be clear, Denmark has made repeatedly clear that it is not for sale, Greenland, but they want it.
Everything's for sale. It's just funny to me how it's like no one's talking about it for years, and Trump's just like, I want Greenland, and now they're gonna have to give it up.
For national security reasons. Essentially, the argument that has been made to me over and over again when I've talked about this with top officials in the administration is that, one, they want to counter Russian and Chinese aggression in the region, but they also see it as.
That's why I'm just like surprised that he could just like go in and take it when there's probably a lot of good shit there. Like there is oil. I mean, most of it's frozen, but you know, there's shit in the land. Very valuable. So like, but yeah, he's just gonna go in and take it. I believe he's going to get it.
Critical as part of their missile defense system. Essentially, one of the arguments that Vance has laid out publicly as well is that, you know, if a foreign adversary wanted to launch, for example, a nuclear weapon onto the continent of North America or even to Europe, Greenland and having an important presence there would be crucial to having the missile defense system trying to intercept that. And so this is something they've talked a lot about. Now, I think a key question, of course, is it's clear what the president wants here, and he's repeatedly making that clear publicly. What isn't clear is how they're going to approach this. This meeting, I'm told today, between Rubio, Vance, and the foreign ministers of both countries is really to kind of be a level setting, you know, see where both sides are, see what, if any, agreements could be reached, if there's any, you know, type of cooperation that could be made. Rubio has made clear in the past that really it's the preference of the administration to see if they could potentially buy Greenland, for example, even after, again, the Danish prime minister and the leaders of both Denmark and Greenland saying it's not for sale, but seeing if they could, you know, potentially make a deal that way. I will say, though, however, President Trump.
We're going to make a deal. He's going to art of the deal them, I'm telling you. He's going to get it. And it's going to be a tremendous deal.
Has repeatedly now not left a potential military option off the table. And so that has, you know, I think that raises a lot of concerns as these leaders are coming to the White House today. So it's going to be a very important meeting, potentially the first of many conversations, but we'll really have to see where it all leads, John.
All right, Elena Trine at the White House. Elena, thank you very much. Sarah.
All right, let's go now to CNN's international diplomatic editor, Nick Robertson. He is on the ground for us in Greenland. Nick, the Prime Minister of Greenland very bluntly said he does not want to be owned by the United States. The President of the United States saying that if they don't do it the easy way, they're going to do it the hard way. The big picture here is what's happening with the people of Greenland. What are they saying?
Yeah, they're incredibly concerned, and I think the latest language.
Concerned about what? What are they concerned about? Trump? Like, you stay how it is now, Denmark's in control, or no one's in control and you're just by yourself. Good luck. Or you're part of the U.S. I guess, can anyone make an argument for it being a bad idea for them to be a part of the U.S.?
President Trump is going to be even more chilling. Everyone here has been telling us this meeting with the Danish and Greenlandic foreign ministers, with JD.
And there's like 50,000 people that live there. It's like there's not much people that live there.
Vance with Secretary of State Marco Rubio today is a big meeting. It is a big deal. It has everyone here worried. You know, when you speak to people here, it is very clear. No one wants to be part of the United States. Perhaps there are divisions on the independent side of how quickly the country should move to independence, which is a sort of an overwhelming view. But the Prime Minister has made, as you said, made very, very clear, Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark.
All right, if they want to be independent, how can they defend themselves from someone who wants to take them over? Why can't Russia just go in there and take it over? I guess because of NATO? So we got to rely on NATO to protect them? Kind of ridiculous.
Greenland, therefore, is part of the EU and part of NATO. And that's where they look for support, and that's where they look for their strength.
See, it's like, yeah, we want to be independent. Oh, we're being attacked. NATO, help, we're independent. That's some bullshit.
But having spoken to a good number of people here, it's a huge concern because,
you know, what is it with NATO? It's like it seems like we do everything for NATO. This whole Ukraine war, it's like, why are we even bothering with it? Seems like we're doing the most.
They don't have an army here. They don't have the ability to fight back against the United States. And there's a very real concern, even within government, that the president...
I mean, it's a good point. If we're funding NATO and we're like the big dogs with NATO, like, can't we just be like, hey, just give us Greenland for compensation? Like, is that fair? Seems like it's fair. You know, we're cutting the checks, we're providing the military, and it's just like, you know what, we need Greenland. And it makes sense for our geography, military. And if they're against that, it's like, maybe we shouldn't be in NATO. Maybe that's the last straw.
Could make good on what is saying, and that Greenlanders could wake up one day soon and find out they're American. I spoke to one businesswoman here, and this is what she said to me.
If you don't know which country you're living in a month, then, you know.
Is that real for you right now?
No, I don't want it to be real. I really try to push that thought down. But that is the worst case scenario, that, you know, in a month I'm American. We don't even have military in Greenland because we don't do war.
We don't do war. We don't have a military. We're independent. Fucking hippie from Greenland. Just thinks like money falls from the sky.
So, of course, you know, there would be, I don't know, you know, we wouldn't be able to resist the American military. No one can resist the American military.
Fucking Greenland hippie.
So the big question here for people is, how does the meeting go today? It seems that both sides are in a very clear position, poles apart. Everyone here knows that J.D. Vance has been to Greenland before. It is a very big thing on his personal as well as political agenda. The Greenlandic Danish side are not for backing down. That's very clear. So the question people have here is, well, how far will the EU, how far will NATO go to support us? And I think it's fair to say at the moment that the major military northern NATO members are squarely behind Denmark, Greenland. There's a question mark perhaps over some of the others.
Yeah, a lot of people wondering how this is going to end and what that might look like.
I'll tell you how it's going to end. Trump is going to walk in there and be like, we're taking Greenland. It's ours. It's going to be bigly. It's going to be tremendous. And we're going to make a deal. And he's going to make an art of the deal to get Greenland. It's going to happen.
Like Nick Robertson, thank you so much.
Joining me right now is a member of Greenland's parliament, Juno Berthelsen. Thank you so much for coming back on. Juno, how do you respond to what we now just hear, the latest from the president? And what do you think it means for the Greenland and Danish leaders who are what they're walking into now in this White House meeting?
Good morning, Kate. Thank you for having me on your show, first of all. Well, we think that it's very positive that Greenland's Minister for Foreign Affairs represents the Greenlandic people at the meeting. And of course, positive with the diplomatic dialogue being initiated, which Nederlag, our party, has advocated for.
What the hell's on his nose? Is that like a Greenland tattoo?
For a long time. And it's important to say that Greenland is and wants to be a part of the Western Alliance and continue to be an ally of the U.S. as well as an ally.
Yeah, we want to be an ally. We want to be a part of them, but we just want their money and their military, and just to be alone, man, and be hippies.
NATO and Denmark, we are.
And we want NATO and everything. We just want to be independent and have everyone else do everything for us. And when the Russians and Chinese come to invade us, NATO will protect us.
Through the through Greenland being a part of the currently a part of the Danish kingdom, is in NATO, and Greenland has been an ally of the U.S. since the Second World War. We're allies now, and we will stay allies in the future.
Oh, great! A fucking suburb. That's what Greenland is.
So that will be the most important things that we would hope.
I just don't think they have a say in because they're not self-sustaining. They're part of Denmark. They don't have a real military. It's all NATO. It's all these countries have agreed, we're going to protect this country if they're invaded. And you know what Purist was saying earlier, it just, we pay the bills for NATO. So this might be our compensation, our payback.
Would be communicated at the meeting, and that there will be understanding between Greenland and the U.S.
But hearing the president of the United States set the tone going in, and the vice president, as we know, from experience, does not really differ from President Trump in his views, especially in policy. When the president of the United States says anything less than Greenland being in the hands of the United States is unacceptable, I mean, you may see this meeting as progress, but what do you see do you see that as a new threat from the president of the United States?
Well, we just want to make sure that these diplomatic lines are being used and that they're initiated now. What is being said to the media, and I've done a lot of interviews with media from all around the world, saying that Trump has his own style and has a way of creating headlines and saying these things that kind of create outrage. But I think it's important to remember that both Republicans and Democrats are not in support of having this aggressive rhetoric and the advances that we've seen from Trump and some of his high.
I'd be very surprised if he just went in and just took it with the military and said, "Yeah, we're just gonna invade Greenland." I think he's just gonna bully them and get it.
High position people in this administration, we have to remember that a lot of Republicans, which are creating the background for Trump to be in the position that he is, they do want to seek diplomatic solutions. They don't want to hear any talks about.
This guy better watch what he says, because U.S. takes Greenland over.
Invasion of Greenland, destroying the NATO that we see today, and creating any more tension between the United States and Denmark and the rest of the world, especially
Denmark can suck my ass. I'm sorry if there's anyone from Denmark, but we're taking Greenland. We're taking it. I don't know. I'd like. Can anyone in the chat say any negatives for taking Greenland? Like, what would be the negative for it? Am I overlooking something? Am I just getting too excited about the geography? No, I didn't. It doesn't surprise me. Fucking losers, man. These people justify anything. Like, they literally believe people like me, people like you in the chat, they literally believe that, like, you shouldn't have the right to live. If they can prove that you are conservative, if they can make up, like, a fake story about you to, like, hurt your character, that's enough for them to want you dead. Prime oceanfront property. Let's look at, Greenland drone footage. Man. This is the capital. Nuuk! Video sucks. See, if there's, like, global warming, man, like, there's potential for this country, man. Place is tiny, man. I'm curious, like, how much it can expand, like, right now, if they were ambitious about it. Like, what the population could be. You know, like, we get some Trump hotels in here, you know, we get some casinos, you know, maybe, you know, get the Saudis involved. Have, like, a Dubai or something in Nuuk. Yeah, there's just, like, not much there. I like the colors of, like, it's like there's something unique about it, but there's just not much here. And there's only like 50,000 people that live in Greenland. It's like, that's nothing. You have to like do a lot of drugs there, man. Like yeah, it's a peaceful place, but like you'd have to do a lot of drugs, man. Looked like it. Probably used to kicking frozen rocks. But global warming, man, like this country's got potential. So the climate in Greenland varies significantly by month. January generally cold, minus 24 Celsius. Oh man. Man, I don't do well with the metric system. February, one of the coldest months with temperatures typically around negative 24 Celsius. March, similar to January and February with cold temperatures. April, warmer but still cold. May, mild with temperatures rising to around 10 Celsius. June to August, summer months with temperatures reaching up to 20 Celsius, but still quite cool due to cool winds. Overall, Greenland experiences tundra climate. How much is 20 Celsius, man? $68 degrees. One away from 69, man. So summer months, it could be like somewhat okay, but like that sucks. June to August. Yeah, they need some massive global warming. See, if you're in science class, like metric system, I think is fine, but like everyday life, hell no. Man, I don't want the metric system, man. You're just taking a shot at Greenland. I'm just surprised that like there's only 50,000 people. I'm gonna look up the official population. $56,885. That's ridiculous. I just think when it comes to whether we get them or not, tough. It's between us and Denmark and fuck, man. Fuck NATO and all that shit. Is there anyone that would be happy living in Greenland? From what you see, like you would actually think like this would be cool and would consider moving here. And also, if not Greenland, would you want to live in Alaska? The answer for me is hell no. I hate cold weather, and I would not want to do that. Greenland, I'd just be curious to see what would, like, we do take it over. What would the expansion look like? Like, can you realistically expand? Get that up to 1 million people? I mean, how easy can that be done? Yeah, man, I'd rather just pay through the roof for air conditioning than put up with cold. Darth Ghostface taking a shot. Well, maybe not taking a shot, but wouldn't want to live there. Yeah, they just keep showing like the same shots. Like, it's not very big. I do like the colors. It's kind of trippy, man. And if I was stuck here, I would have to do a lot of drugs, man. Fucking soccer field. And maybe they'll host a World Cup one day. Well, that was educational, you guys.
How do you feel about the United States potentially buying Greenland?
I don't want to be American. No more Danish.
I don't want to be American. Well, you don't have a choice, you fuck.
Trump cannot buy Greenland.
He can buy Greenland. He triggered me. Well, we're gonna just take it then.
Greenland for sale. Today I am here in Nuuk, Greenland. I will be asking the Greenlanders here how they feel about potentially becoming part of the United States. Donald Trump recently has been very persistent about the idea of making Greenland part of the United States.
This was 11 months ago.
States, saying that the United States needs Greenland for national security purposes. Currently, Greenland is an autonomous territory of the Denmark Kingdom. However, most recently, the Prime Minister of Greenland has said that he wants to seek independence from Denmark, making this situation even more interesting. Greenland has key trading routes in the Arctic Circle for countries like Russia, China, Canada, the United States, making Greenland a pivotal spot in the talks of geopolitics. And this is not the first time the United States has tried to buy or acquire Greenland. In 1946, after World War II, the president at the time tried to buy Greenland for $100 million. So it's going to be super interesting to hear the
Denmark has 16,000 active duty military. What's their population? 5.97 million. The U.S. has 1.33 million active duty military. So it's no contest.
opinions of the people here in Greenland about becoming part of the United States. I'm going to make another deal with you guys. If this video gets to 10,000 likes, and it turns out nearly 75% of you guys watching this video right now.
So it's like Greenland, no military. Denmark, what was it, 16,000? 16,000. Look at our military. It's just like, yeah, we're taking it.
Are not subscribed, so go ahead and subscribe, and if we reach 350,000 subscribers, I will go to the Panama Canal. Now let's go talk to the people here in Greenland. How do you guys feel about becoming part of the United States?
It's good.
Would you rather be a part of the United States or Denmark?
United States.
And you? United States or Denmark?
United States.
What makes you guys excited about potentially becoming a part of the United States?
McDonald's.
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 We want fast food.
Do you think it's just a power grab by Donald Trump trying to buy Greenland?
Donald Trump and Putin in one box, and thank you.
How do you feel about the
He's just asking a question. The guy's like fucking triggered as fuck.
McDonald's.
We want fast food.
Do you think it's just a power grab by Donald Trump trying to buy Greenland?
Donald Trump and Putin in one box, and thank you.
How do you feel about the United States potentially buying Greenland?
Greenland's not for sale. It's their own country, so it cannot be bought.
So is Greenland a
Cannot be bought. Well, everything's for sale. Everything's got a price.
country or a territory?
Today it's an independent country, but it's it's
exactly.
It's a part of.
Exactly.
Denmark today, but the law says it can be independent whenever they want to.
Okay, so it's up to the people of Greenland whether or not they want to be a part of Denmark.
Yes, it is. It is. But for now, there are some economical problems by leaving Denmark totally because it's a very expensive country to drive. Everything is expensive here, so they need some support from Denmark.
Do you think Donald Trump would be ruining the United States' reputation with NATO if he went against Denmark and bought Greenland?
To imagine an armed conflict between two NATO countries, that is not. I cannot imagine.
So you think good or bad idea for Greenland to become a part of the United States?
USA and Greenland, I think it's okay. It's good.
Is Greenland for sale?
No, definitely not. And it will never be.
What if
It'll never be for sale?
Donald Trump does buy Greenland somehow, some way?
He won't. Greenland is for the Greenlanders. And we don't want to be twice colonized.
And remember these two girls, as we will talk to them later in this video about how China has made their own attempts to gain territory inside of Greenland.
Do you think Donald Trump will buy Greenland?
No, we are not for sale, but understand him fully that he's protecting our right to self-determination. And he said he will tariff Denmark if they don't respect it. So that's very good for Greenland. Denmark threatens us with taking away our right to health and education.
Really? So you wouldn't be that mad if Donald Trump did buy Greenland?
He's gonna bully them. Part of the deal. Look at this thumbnail. 4 trillion under the ice. I mean, there's a lot in Greenland.
He can't. But we will certainly cooperate with the United States. We already do.
How much would you bet that Donald Trump does not buy Greenland?
My fortune.
Your fortune. What would you say the probability is that he buys it? Like 10%, 20%?
Zero.
And now, if you guys watching this video right now want to bet on whether or not Donald Trump, would you sell your citizenship of Greenland to the United States for?
I wouldn't. I'm very proud of my cultural identity. And I believe that one day we're going to become independent.
What if the United States worked out a deal where they are able to liberate Greenland from Denmark and you guys were able to be independent, yet the United States military could still be here in Greenland and expand, and they could also mine in the other places where there are natural minerals? Would that be something you'd be interested in?
No.
You don't want the United States here at all?
No.
Okay, so he doesn't want the U.S. military, but what happens when China comes rolling around? Russia. We'll come back to this guy when that happens.
What do you think about Donald Trump wanting to buy Greenland?
I think it's a joke.
It is interesting as somebody who's from the United States because he did campaign on a lot of things, but he never brought up the idea of buying Greenland or taking over the Panama Canal, so it's kind of a new idea right now. Why do you think Donald Trump wants to take Greenland?
I just think, their opinion on this doesn't matter. They're not even a real country. They're controlled by Denmark. This is a U.S., Denmark, U.S., NATO argument. They're just like kind of stuck in the middle. And I think a lot of the shit they're hearing is the mainstream fake news. All the TDS bullshit. And yeah, they could be proud of being Greenlanders, but I think if they were part of the US, they could still carry on being a Greenlander. I think things could improve for them.
I think it's only because of the base, Thule base, because he's afraid of somebody's going to use it if they're not.
Would you feel more secure knowing that you have the largest military in the world, that being the United States?
No. I don't want the military in Greenland. We don't have anything to do with war, and we will never have something to do with it.
So are you worried that if Donald Trump does
Yeah, we'll never have anything to do with war because we'll never be attacked.
buy Greenland, war could...
He cannot buy Greenland, I'm pretty sure.
And what would happen if the military of the United States did show up here on your shores? What would the reaction be of the Greenlanders?
I think people is going to be afraid because, like I said, Greenland have nothing to do with war, and we will never have something to.
Yeah, I think like Jacob, after losing 2 show-offs, I think he should just like go away to Greenland and disappear. Start a new life. That's I mean that's what you should do if you like really just fuck up in life and need to just start over and get away. Just like exile yourself to Greenland.
Do with war.
The Prime Minister of Greenland did say he is ready to talk with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Does that concern you at all?
Not at all, because he's only saying it so if they want to expand on the Thule, because it's already written that they can expand and do what they want up there.
By Greenland, so that if there was a war to break out, the attacks would happen on Greenland first.
Yeah, if so, maybe, I don't know, because you can switch that into saying you want war in Greenland or whatever. I don't think so.
Sell it for $100,000.
Money is money. The old boy will understand.
What do you think about Donald Trump in the United States buying Greenland?
Well, I don't know about buying, but I believe that there should be a better relationship with America, because I don't think our country is very, we don't talk with any other.
Do you think it would be better for you guys to become part of the United States versus being part of Denmark?
Of course, there's some benefits to this point.
Your Prime Minister did say he's ready to talk with Donald Trump about the situation. What do you think that means?
I think he wants to negotiate in other ways than selling Greenland. We are open to the outside world, but we don't want to sell. We want to negotiate and
Wait, who is this bitch? Why does she get to decide for Greenland?
make money in other ways other than Denmark.
She needs to just say it out loud. Trump is her president. Say it proudly.
And
Hang up an American flag in her home.
export ways.
Now with the conflicts that are across the world with Ukraine, Russia, China, Russia, and their involvement together, and Greenland has a pivotal location as far as the trading routes for these ships and for these countries. Can you understand why Donald Trump would want to buy Greenland to protect the United States from Russia?
I really do. We are really placed in we're well placed in the geopolitical meaning. We're placed in the middle of everything with Russia and USA on both sides. And I just think, of course I understand that he wants to buy us through the resources and the geopolitical way.
And China did try to build airports and give loans to Greenland, and they were trying to influence their way here into Greenland as well. Would you guys rather have influence of China or the United States here?
None, neither. I do think it's a brilliant idea that we do negotiate with other countries, but not in the way of being bought. No one can buy us, and Greenland is for the Greenlanders.
Are you worried about being invaded by the U.S. military, as Donald Trump did say? That's not off the record when he did have a press conference the other day.
Of course we are.
I don't want this to sound like a threat, but here there are 57,000 people.
Yeah.
And in the United States, our military is much larger than 57,000 people.
I know, but we are part of Denmark, and Denmark is under NATO. And I'm.
It's always Denmark, NATO, We don't need a military. We got other people's militaries and their money, and it can't happen.
I'm sure in some way they will support us if it did happen, which I'm sure it won't.
Yeah, I'm not saying I want you guys to be invaded by any means. I don't want that to happen. I'm just throwing that out theoretically and to play devil's advocate with you guys. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting.
And what do you guys think is going to happen to Greenland? Remember, if this video gets to 10,000 likes and we get to 350,000 subscribers, I will go to the Panama Canal. This is...
All right. So, yeah, like... I just want to see the US expand with geography. I don't see how it would be a negative. You know, it's better for the military, the resources there. If it did become a state, it would be a red state. At least I think it would. Maybe that would backfire on us. And a lot of liberals in these videos. But it probably wouldn't become a state. You know, Puerto Rico's not a state. A lot of other territories that aren't states. But I don't know. I kind of just want it. Like, Trump wants it. It would expand the U.S. So I'm rooting for it. But, you know, unlike the leftists, if someone could be like, Melvin, it's actually a bad idea that we get Greenland for this reason and that reason, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to change my opinion on that. You know, that's something I'm capable of doing. I'm sure all you guys are. But these crazy leftist commies, you know, they just can't. They can't be swayed with anything. They can't be reasoned with. They can't take in information. Just a bunch of sheep. Yeah, exactly. And very, yeah, they're like, yeah, Greenland can't be bought. We want independence, but they want everyone else to pay for it. And it's like, yeah, I sound like an asshole, but it's what say do they have? This is between Denmark, NATO, and the US. They're just in the middle. They'll do what they're told. As Conor McGregor would say, you'll do what you're told. So I think we'll be seeing a Trump hotel there very soon. We'll keep an eye on it. We will for sure.
I'll put the system on trial.
All right, guys. There's another unhinged. You want to, there's still a lot of work that we got to do with this stream. Make it more action-packed, better clips. We've been kind of going like unscripted, off format a bit. That's okay. Sometimes we'll do that if there's stuff going on in the world. So I'll see you guys on Friday for the Disney Shill Awards. Yeah, Jacob might win some awards. We'll have to see. I'm still a little fatigued from that shill off. You know, I like put a lot of effort into that. But I gotta get some shit done tomorrow for the Disney Shill Awards. Make sure we got a good show. Thanks for being here, Ghostface. Hope that computer's working well. So I'll see you guys on the Star Wars channel next week, Wednesday. We're just going to keep at it. When I got time, I'll try to improve the video clips and just the overall stream and goals for this channel. Eventually, we'll start clipping stuff from this stream, making some long form videos. I would love to do that. Love to get this channel growing. Love to expand to 2 streams a week because I think that's necessary. But that's going to be a long time away. It'd be crazy, man. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Later.